comes first. The news with Gary Liberatore and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us here on this Monday morning. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
And after the fall-like weekend, are we going to see some more spring-like weather today?
Spring, almost dare I say summer-like weather. We're just skipping a season here this week. In fact, look at those temperatures early today. We've got clouds, we've got 40s and 50s. In fact, mainly 40s in our area, and rain showers out in the capital region. And so you might be thinking, of course, clouds, cloudy day today, cool weather. In fact, a live look outside, it's generally overcast over Utica. But those are lingering clouds that will gradually exit central New York, and we will see quite a different scene in the sky the next few days, a quite brighter scene out in the sky. Yorkville Battery's Storm Tracker 2 live radar. We are tracking, of course, those rain showers out east of us. They are, of course, sweeping their way east. We've got that final sweep of that cold front northwest of us. And, of course, cold front, you might think, well, we got cooler weather coming in. But we actually have the opposite. That south wind's going to move in. We'll see those temperatures climb into the upper 60s, still wall-to-wall sunshine today. And by tonight, clear skies. We have even more sunshine the next few days. And beyond that, summertime heat. We'll talk about how warm we get by Tuesday and Wednesday in that full forecast. Gary?
Eric, thanks. And don't forget the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away. The FBI says a man...
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired.
Welcome back to Sunrise. Time now is 5:11. Happy Monday, and this is a happier Monday compared to previous Mondays because we have not only sunny weather in the docket this morning, we have even more sun as we head in the middle of the week. But first, let's take a look at what you can expect heading out the door for you this morning. A live look from our Cavie Tower camera. 48-degree start to your day. Some stubborn clouds this morning, but looking at the latest radar signatures, those clouds will be exiting in the next few hours, and wall-to-wall sunshine begins to move in. When it comes to dryness out there, the radar is picking up on rain showers out in the capital region, and that, of course, is moving its way east throughout the morning today. And so, what you can expect, lingering clouds early today. They will decrease, sunshine moves in, so if anything, make sure you grab your sunglasses heading out the door because you will need it not only for today, but for the next several days. Gary?
Good to hear, for sure.
Yeah, great news.
Eric, thanks. Sunday marked the beginning of the 2025 Atlantic hurricane season, and the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration is predicting an above-normal season. The agency is forecasting between 13 and 19 named storms, including 3 to 5 major hurricanes. Forecasters blame warmer than average ocean temperatures, weaker wind shear, and the potential for higher storm activity off the coast of West Africa. The first name of this year's list for tropical storms or hurricanes will be Andrea. Last year, Hurricanes Helene and Milton showed how storms can bring devastation hundreds of miles after landfall. Because of that, veteran hurricane forecasters want more people to start thinking about evacuation plans, even those who don't live along the coast. NBC's Chase Kane explains how climate change is putting more Americans at risk of flooding from hurricanes.
Hurricane Ian intensified rapidly in 2022. Climate change supercharged the Category 4 storm, which reshaped both the shoreline and people's perceptions of hurricanes. Florida State researchers found nearly half of evacuees left only hours before landfall, despite a remarkably accurate forecast from the National Hurricane Center.
And I wish we were evacuated even earlier than just the day or the hour, that morning of.
So you feel like the communication about evacuations could have been better or different?
Just a little better. And it really got down to the point where, okay, we were watching the news and said, mandatory to get out.
The storm is headed right to us.
Linda told me that warning from her local TV meteorologist is what nudged her family to leave, likely saving their lives because they returned to find their entire neighborhood leveled by Ian's storm surge.
Things for me have changed.
John Morales is a veteran meteorologist and hurricane specialist for NBC Miami. And because climate change is helping more hurricanes intensify more quickly, that's changing how he communicates with his viewers.
One of these days, people may not prepare like they should because they'll see the mundane tropical storm, say, oh, it's just, what's the worst that can happen? Maybe it'll be just a Cat 1. Well, one of the things about communicating the threat is those low probability, high impact events need to be talked about on air.
Fortunately, the National Hurricane Center's forecasts continue to improve, setting a record last year for the most accurate forecasts in their 70-year history.
So our ability to see these rapid intensifications has significantly advanced over the last several seasons. And even I sometimes am stunned at how rapidly we've progressed in this particular arena.
And those increasingly accurate forecasts from the NHC are important, whether you live right on the coast or even hundreds of miles inland, like the folks flooded by Helene last fall. And that's why heeding evacuation orders and listening to a trusted voice
Look at this eye.
can mean the difference in life and death.
As the threat of inland flooding from a hurricane continues to increase, if you are evacuating away from the coast, it's important to look at those longer forecasts and make sure that you're evacuating somewhere that's out of the path of the storm. I'm meteorologist Chase Kane.
The Oneonta Camp is brought to you by Semicron Danfoss. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone. This weekend, definitely a weekend we can just toss aside and not remember. It's been cloudy, cool, rainy, quite different the next few days, though. A live look from our 4 cameras across Central New York. You can see here still some stubborn clouds, but clearing slowly starting to take place. And this will be aided by also drier weather moving in. Yorkville Battery live radar, rain showers exiting out to the south and east. And as we look ahead the next few days, we've got high pressure moving into our area. And not only that, but we're going to get this south wind. Now watch, these colors, these oranges and reds, we have not seen this in quite some time. So when we see this giant blob of red in the northeast, we're talking summertime heats in early June. Happy June, everyone. This is coming in with a torch. Here's a look at those temperatures the next several days. We're not looking at 40s and 50s anymore. We are in 70s, 86 the high Wednesday, and 70s the rest of the week. Now, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, maybe a little bit more on the rainier side, but you've got 3 straight days of sunshine, today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. Not a drop of rain is expected. Our next chance of rain is from a cold front, which arrives on Thursday. We will also see the arrival of some summertime humidity. Today, no humidity present, but muggy conditions Tuesday, humid conditions Wednesday, and into Thursday. Something else to note, by the way, we are tracking, of course, that wildfire smoke from Canada. Now, we were in the clear from it the weekend because of that low pressure system, but by Tuesday and Wednesday, we'll likely see some elevated smoke, milky skies in our area. In fact, it'll look pretty quite hazy, but this is not expected to impact air quality near the surface. So our skycast picking up on stubborn clouds exiting our area. A little breezy today, but temperatures climb into the mid to upper 60s. By tonight, lows in the 40s, and then by tomorrow, even warmer. We're already in the mid 70s to upper 70s by the afternoon. Clear skies again tonight. Pretty lack of notable rain showers or anything weather related in the skycast for the next few days. Wednesday by noontime, already 78 degrees, in the mid 80s by 5 p.m. And again, mainly dry. Brief sprinkle or two, maybe Wednesday night into Thursday. But look at this 7-day forecast. Last time we've seen temperatures this warm, likely in October or even September of last year. We've got 86 the high on Wednesday, 77 Thursday with some thunderstorms in the afternoon. By Friday, 70s as well, and then remaining still pretty warm, but somewhat unsettled as we head into Saturday and Sunday. Temperatures in the 70s, overnight lows in the 50s, with rain chances slowly ending by Sunday. We'll be right back.
Storm Tracker 2 provides weather updates based on your location. Sign into the app for your hourly to daily weather forecasts. There are many features within this app, such as radar for not only precipitation, but clouds and temperatures as well. This information is provided by our local meteorologists. All of these features blend to create an easy application for you to use. Find Storm Tracker 2 now on both the App Store and Google Play.
I just have one. Did you just your ticket yet?
Taking a look at your top stories this morning. And thank you for joining us for this half hour. I'm Gary Liberatore. After a chilly and damp weekend, are we now in store for a nice warm-up? Meteorologist Eric Gage joins us now. And Eric, let's hope the answer is finally yes, right?
Yes, the answer is yes, and a very loud and bold yes. It's quite a different scene the next few days compared to the weekend. A look outside right now, in fact, across the state, with those temperature and weather reports, we are in the 40s in the Mohawk Valley, still lingering clouds, but that is going to change. The last of these overcast skies, at least for the next few days, are leaving the area this morning. Downtown Utica, the scene right now, cloudy skies, but we're starting to see those breaks in the cloud cover out in the distance, and that will continue throughout the morning, as well as drier conditions. Yorkville Battery live radar. We're seeing the rain showers in the capital region still pushing their way east. And behind that, plenty of sunshine. Temperatures climbing into the upper 60s, near 70 today. Along with that, too, we've got even warmer days ahead, pushing the upper 70s, even as high as the mid-80s. We'll track that. Plus the increase in humidity and even maybe some haze from some wildfire smoke. All that and more coming up in that full forecast. Gary?
Eric, thanks. And don't forget, the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away each morning. The FBI says,
Get your WKTV golf card today. Don't miss out. The Oneonta Camp is brought to you by Semicron Danfoss.
Welcome back to Sunrise. Our photo of the day today takes us to a small town of Springfield Center. This was a great shot of Young's Lake. Now, I've lived here my whole life. I've never actually heard of Young's Lake. And so thank you to Kimberly for this submission. It's a beautiful shot of this small lake there taken at sunset. And if you have a great photo like this you'd like to share with the fiery sunset, the silhouette of trees in the foreground and in the background, you can send it to WKTV.com/weather/pics. And of course, a shout out to all of you watching from Springfield Center on this Monday morning. Now, but a lot of you watching have dealt with the rainy weekends and are probably sick of it, but needless to say, I think you might not be sick of these 3 days in the 7-day forecast. 80s, pushing 80s by Wednesday, plenty of sunshine. Yes, there could be some thunderstorms Thursday and Friday, but I think those temperatures might be something that you will like regardless. 70s, no 50s and 40s for highs, at least for the near future. Gary?
Welcome to June, right?
June's coming in like a torch.
Eric, thanks. Well, overnight, without cloud cover, it was supposed to be
York's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone, on this Monday. Happy Monday. I know the weekend really didn't cooperate weather-wise, but that's going to be a different story the next few days. A live look in parts of central New York this morning, and we're starting to see it. That blue, all too elusive blue sky, especially in our Nexus Center camera facing Utica, starting to clear out there. And the radar also shaping up rather dry as some lingering rainfall is now exiting the capital region and maybe a few lingering spots in Hamilton County, also slowly ending over the next couple of hours. So what's going on early part of this week? So this high pressure moves in from the south, but not only that, it's also going to drag in some of this heat. Look at these warm colors, orange and red. The last time we've likely seen these colors, maybe even September, October maybe. It's been quite a while since we've seen this surge of warm temperatures begin to move in. And we're finally starting to see it here. Now, what does that red mean? Well, here's a look at what those colors mean in terms of temperatures the next few days. 68 the high today. It's actually the coolest day of the next several. 77 tomorrow, 86 on Wednesday. You're not seeing things. It's actually going to be that warm middle of the week. Then 70s Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. We're going to have 3 straight days of dry weather, not a drop of rain expected. So if you're wondering, is there any sort of fine print with this warm stretch? The answer is no. Well, there is going to be rain showers arriving, even some thunderstorms arriving Thursday afternoon. That's why you see that rain graphic there. But either way, today through Wednesday, looking bone dry. On top of that, humidity also rising. It's low humidity today, muggy tomorrow, and then higher humidity levels Wednesday and Thursday. So it's going to be hot. It's going to be humid Wednesday. What about the hazy part of it? You know, the 3 H's. Now, there's likely going to be some haze in the sky, but not from mainly humidity, more so from wildfire smoke. It's going to be elevated way up in the sky. It's not likely to cause anything or any big concern for air quality near the surface, but we'll closely monitor that, especially as we get more of that south wind and we get some of that wildfire smoke from out west. So today, temperatures in the 60s, plenty of sunshine. Tonight, clear skies. And the next several days, lack of notable weather aside from the heat and humidity, climbing to the 70s tomorrow and then pushing the 80s as we head into Wednesday. Again, afternoon thunderstorms Thursday, some showers and thunderstorms Friday, but no cool down. That's the thing here. We're in the 70s. Pretty much highs for the next several days. Not even a 60-degree high aside from today. And then, of course, 80 by Wednesday. Very warm. Maybe one of those days where you're starting to come down with something. Maybe take the day off. I didn't say that, though.
Eric, thanks. The time right now is 5:54.
The news with Gary Liberatore and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us here on this Monday morning. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
And let's say goodbye to the fall, finally, right?
Yeah, we'll say adios, say goodbye to the winter and fall that just never ended. Today, it's a cooler start, but those clouds turning to sunshine and that warmth moving in. Finally, we're seeing it. A look outside right now. In fact, across the state, those temperatures and the weather reports. Notice something. We got clouds stubborn over parts of central New York here out to the east, and then, of course, out in western New York, lots of sunshine. Expect more of this to move its way east throughout the day. Sunshine moving in. Live look at downtown Utica. Beautiful scene there out in the distance, and the dry weather and sunnier weather continues to move in. Radar showing the rain showers exiting to our south and east, and that sunshine, that all too elusive sunshine moving in. Highs approach the upper 60s, low 70s today. And beyond that, we have even more summertime heat expected the next few days, with pushing 70, maybe even the 80s by Wednesday. But we will see a drop of rain. Will there be any humidity? Will there be any wildfire smoke? We have all those details coming up in a few short minutes. Gary?
And don't forget, the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away each morning. The FBI says a man...
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired.
Welcome back to Sunrise. Time now is 6:12, and after a pretty rainy and cool and cloudy weekend, this week shaping up nothing like that. A look outside first off from our tower cam on Smith Hill and Deerfield. 45-degree start to the day today. Still some lingering clouds, but that sunshine is slowly moving its way in. Radar is also gradually drying up as well, with clouds exiting and just overall dry conditions slowly moving into central New York. When you head out today, I know this morning some of you might still be dealing with that cloud cover, but grab those sunglasses off your counter or wherever you store them, because by this afternoon, there'll be wall-to-wall sunshine. Temperatures climbing into the upper 60s. Overall, pretty nice day today, and that warmth and that sunshine continues to move in tomorrow and Wednesday. We'll have the details on that. Plus, if the haze is caused by wildfire smoke or humidity, the details on Wednesday's forecast coming up in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Sunday marked the beginning of the atmospheric administration is predicting an above normal season. The agency is forecasting between 13 and 19 named storms, including 3 to 5 major hurricanes. Forecasters blame warmer than average ocean temperatures, weaker wind shear, and the potential for higher storm activity off the coast of West Africa. The first name of this year's list for tropical storms or hurricanes will be Andrea. Well, last year, hurricanes Helene and Milton showed how storms can bring devastation hundreds of miles inland after landfall. Now, because of that, veteran hurricane forecasters want more people to start thinking about evacuation plans, even those who don't live along the coast. NBC's Chase Kane explains how climate change is putting more Americans at risk.
Hurricane Ian intensified rapidly in 2022. Climate change supercharged the Category 4 storm, which reshaped both the shoreline and people's perceptions of hurricanes. Florida State researchers found nearly half of evacuees left only hours before landfall, despite a remarkably accurate forecast from the National Hurricane Center.
And I wish we would have evacuated even earlier than just the day or the hour, the morning of.
So you feel like the communication about evacuations could have been better or different?
Just a little better. And it really got down to the point where, okay, we were watching the news and said, mandatory to get out.
The storm is headed right to us.
Linda told me that warning from her local TV meteorologist is what nudged her family to leave, likely saving their lives because they returned to find their entire neighborhood leveled by Ian's storm surge.
Things for me have changed.
John Morales is a veteran meteorologist and hurricane specialist for NBC Miami. And because climate change is helping more hurricanes intensify more quickly, that's changing how he communicates with his viewers.
One of these days, people may not prepare like they should because they'll see the mundane tropical storm, say, oh, it's just, what's the worst that can happen? Maybe it'll be just a Cat 1. Well, one of the things about communicating the threat is those low probability, high impact events need to be talked about on air.
Fortunately, the National Hurricane Center's forecasts continue to improve, setting a record last year for the most accurate forecasts in their 70-year history.
So our ability to see these rapid intensifications has significantly advanced over the last several seasons. And even I sometimes am stunned at how rapidly we've progressed in this particular arena.
And those increasingly accurate forecasts from the NHC are important, whether you live right on the coast or even hundreds of miles inland, like the folks flooded by Helene last fall. And that's why heeding evacuation orders and listening to a trusted voice
Look at this eye.
can mean the difference in life and death.
As the threat of inland flooding from a hurricane continues to increase, if you are evacuating away from the coast, it's important to look at those longer forecasts and make sure that you're evacuating somewhere that's out of the path of the storm. I'm meteorologist Chase Kane.
Spoil your day. Watch for the Storm Tracker 2 Commutecast and be ready for your drive to and from work. The Storm Tracker 2 Commutecast is brought to you by the Pratt Munson College of Art and Design. Visit Pratt Munson today and ignite curiosity and creativity.
Golfers, get your WKTV golf card today. Don't miss out.
The Oneonta Cam is brought to you by Semicron Danfoss. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone. Today we are tracking sunshine moving in. Yes, sunshine, not clouds, not rainfall. Quite a difference compared to the weekend. A live look at some area cameras across central New York this morning. You can see Oneonta, still some lingering clouds. Blue skies moving into Utica from both our tower cam and our Nexus Center camera, as well as, of course, dry conditions moving into Cooperstown this morning as well. Yorkville Battery live radar. Rain moving outside of the capital region and outside the Mohawk Valley. This is the last bit of radar signature indicating little, if any, rainfall early today. So what can we expect, at least for the next couple of days here in the Northeast? Well, that high pressure, that blue H there moves in. This is something that we would love to see, and especially not only a blue H, but these oranges and reds you see behind me. The last time we've seen this surge of warmth in the Northeast, probably as as far back as October, maybe even September. So this has been quite a while since we've seen this warmth. And this means, on paper, temperatures in the upper 70s by Tuesday, mid 80s by Wednesday. And even then, later in the week, it won't be nearly as warm, but 70s, I think a lot of us will take 70s as the cooler of the days compared to previously. Now, one of the other things, too, is it's warm the next couple of days. Is there any fine print? No. We've got sun today, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Wall-to-wall sunshine. Rain chances increase Thursday, and approaching cold front will fire up some thunderstorms in the afternoon. But something else to mention, too, humidity on the rise. Low humidity today, but it will pick up tomorrow, and it's going to be noticeably humid Wednesday and Thursday with dew points in the 60s. So it's going to be hot. It's going to be humid Wednesday. What about that hazy part? You know, the 3 H's, hazy, hot, and humid. Well, it's not really going to be caused by humidity, mainly due to approaching wildfire smoke. Now, what we are expecting is this to produce milky skies. This really is not likely expected to impact the air quality near the surface, but we'll closely monitor it. It's not a very extremely accurate science forecasting wildfire smoke in the atmosphere, but it has been pretty consistent recently. So, of course, any changes happen, we'll let you know. We've got sunshine today, warmth moving in tomorrow, highs in the mid-70s, and then beyond that, we've got 80s on Wednesday. Showers and thunderstorms Thursday and Friday, as I mentioned. This is not any cool down by any means with those showers and thunderstorms moving in. Go from 86 to 77. I think we'll take that as a cool down compared to going from 70 to 55. So I think we're going to be enjoying this stretch of weather the next several days.
It was a May to forget, wasn't it?
Yes, and now it's a June to remember.
That's for sure. Be sure to like us on Facebook, and thank you for joining us for this half hour. I'm Gary Libitor. And again, after a chilly and damp weekend, are we now in for a nice warm-up, finally? Meteorologist Eric Gage joins us now in the Weather Center with that answer. Eric?
Yes, the answer, short answer and long answer, both is yes. So we got the great news there. A look outside right now from across the state. We're in the 40s, so it is a somewhat cooler start. Your car might actually still be a little damp from some overnight rain, which of course has exited our area. But the sunshine is moving in right now. A live look at downtown Utica. Blue skies starting to move in, and you will see a lot of this and a lot less of that overcast we saw over the weekend. Radar still looking mainly dry. We're tracking the end of rainfall right here, that trailing cold front sweeping east. A stray shower maybe in Hamilton County and parts of Fulton, Montgomery County. If that, it'd be light, a sprinkle. And of course it is tapering off and exiting out to the south and east. Today's highs, we're in the upper 60s with wall-to-wall sunshine. And yes, beyond today, even warmer days are ahead. We're looking at sunshine, 70s, maybe even the 80s. We'll track that humidity, that haze, the wildfire smoke out west of us, all that and more coming up in that full forecast. Gary?
Eric, thanks, and don't forget the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away. The FBI says
News Channel 2 is brought to you by Holland Farms Bakery in Delhi. The Oneonta is brought to you by Semicron Danfoss.
Welcome back to Sunrise on this Monday. Happy Monday, everyone, especially for those of you watching from Salisbury Center. I think it's one of the first times we've gotten a photo submission from this area, and this was taken, this photo was taken at Young Lake, just a short drive up from Springfield Center. Of course, right across the county line there. A beautiful shot of the fiery sunset taken by Kimberly. And an amazing shot right there, and she stated it's a great place for her to stop and just take in the scene and just relax and unwind. And no joke, this is a great place, in my opinion, to do it. You got a great scene right there. So shout out to Springfield Center, those of you watching this morning. And if you have a photo like this you'd like to share with us, you can send it to WKTV.com/weather/pics. Now, Gary, we've got some warmth on the way. We're talking 70s, pushing 80s by Wednesday. Even then, later on in the week, not too bad. We are talking about that humidity, though. Later on in the week, we'll explain that in a lot more detail in a few minutes. Gary.
Eric, thanks. Overnight without cloud cover, it was supposed to be a good opportunity.
New York's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good Monday morning, everyone. After a pretty rainy weekend, cloudy weekend, a cool weekend, today looking a bit different. First off, though, let's start out with a look at some local temperatures, courtesy of our sky watchers checking in across central New York. We start out with Bob in Clinton, 47. Kathy in Verona Beach, 49, Todd in Westdale, 44, and a shout out to Mike in New Hartford, 49-degree temperature, but also his birthday today. Happy birthday, Mike. Hope it's a great one today, and again, thank you so much for submitting your temperatures every morning. Bill in Old Forge, 43 degrees, and in the southern valleys, Deb in Hartwick with 43, and Scott in Evanston with 44 degrees. So it's a cool start today, but that'll change quickly. The reasoning right here. High pressure in place south of us, so that's going to usher in the sunshine. The heat comes beyond it. That south wind from that high pressure to our south is going to be dragging in all that color of red and orange. The last time we've seen these colors, probably September, October of last year, if that. So we've got some serious warmth heading into the middle of the week. Now, on paper, what does that mean? It means 70s and 80s. Well, at least one day this week will be in the mid-80s, 70s the rest, aside from today, which will be in the upper 60s. So today's actually the coolest and less humid of the next few. We track rainfall. No, there's no fine print with this summertime heat. It's dry, not a drop of rain. Today through Wednesday, rain showers move in from some afternoon thunderstorms on Thursday, and then when it comes to humidity, low humidity today, muggy conditions tomorrow, and then humid Wednesday and Thursday. So we've got the heat, we've got the humidity. What about the haze? The three H's with that hazy, hot, and humid. We've got wildfire smoke coming in from the northwest. This is not expected to really impact air quality into the surface, but it will likely cause some faint haze in the sky, milky skies tomorrow night and through Wednesday. So if you're wondering why the skies don't look nearly as blue, this will be the reason. And again, we'll keep a close eye on that air quality index, and we'll see how it shapes up, if it pushes closer to the surface or not. But for now, it remains well above the surface layer. So today, temperatures peaking in the mid to upper 60s, plenty of sunshine, and the sunshine continues for tomorrow through Wednesday. 86 the high Wednesday. We will see a slight cool down Thursday with some thunderstorms, as well as on Friday. But I will say this, a cool down from 86 to 77. I would like that as a cool down. Yeah. You know, from 67 to 55, maybe not so much, but we've got warmth on the way and no major cool down in the short term. So,
yeah, good for us, right?
Yes, looking forward to it.
Finally. The time right now is 6:54.
With Gary Liberatore and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
And let's start out with some great news today for a change weather-wise.
Yes, sunny skies, blue skies behind us. It's pretty self-explanatory. It's a beautiful day today. We are tracking, though, some hazy skies, and we'll explain why in a minute. Here's a live look outside in Oneonta. Some puffy cumulus clouds here in the foreground, but in case you noticed, some of these skies that passed over us, somewhat, almost like the skies are completely white. And if you're wondering what they are, of course, that's wildfire smoke from out in Canada. This weekend, although it was cloudy and rainy, the low pressure system that caused that rain prevented that wildfire smoke from reaching us. But the air quality is pretty bad out near Winnipeg in the middle of the U.S. near Minnesota. But as we head throughout the next few days, we'll see that increase. At least we'll see a lot more of the hazy skies. Thankfully, though, a lot of that will not reach the ground. But we'll have more details on that wildfire smoke coming up in a few minutes. Temperatures across the board in the 60s here in the Mohawk Valley. And downtown Utica, you can see, of course, those blue skies out in the distance. Radar is dry next 12 hours. We're tracking plenty of sunshine and highs near 70. By tonight, it's going to cool down into the 40s. I would not be shocked if some Adirondack areas reach the upper 30s, but The next few days, even warmer. We're tracking how warm we get, plus again, the rainfall chances and humidity for the next few days in the full forecast. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Now to the horrific attack in Boulder, Colorado.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon, everyone, on this Monday. Yes, this weekend was probably not the best weather-wise, cloudy, rainy, and whatnot, but today the sun is shining. Live looking Cooperstown right now. Temperature at 62 degrees. Not a very warm one out there, but we're already warmer than it has pretty much been all weekend long, so we'll take that temperature so far. And earlier this morning, in fact, those of you who woke up early probably saw your cars were a little bit on the damp side. Overnight rain showers passed through the region. Following that, though, it's our last bit of rainfall, notable rain, until Thursday. Yes, we're having several days of dry weather, if you believe it or not. But we got high pressure in place here the next few days. The main story, though, is this summertime heat working its way in from the southwest. This will usher in well above average temperatures by the middle of the week. Just how warm? We're talking upper 70s, mid 80s by Wednesday. That's the warmest day of the next few. We're going to cool down a little bit as we head into the end of the week, but still, this is a warm stretch by any means. And it's a dry stretch too. There's no fine print. We've got dry weather Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. We've got some shower chances Thursday, some scattered rain showers from an approaching cold front. In fact, even some thunderstorms as well along with that too. Humidity also on the rise. Today's humidity is low. It'll be a little bit more noticeable tomorrow, and then much more humid Wednesday and Thursday with dew points in the 60s. And then, as I mentioned previously, we are tracking that wildfire smoke. It's going to continue to shift its way east. For now, a lot of this isn't likely to reach the surface, mainly elevated wildfire smoke, but it's enough to cause skies to appear milky. So if you look up in the sky and you're wondering what's wrong, why are the skies not blue, you can blame the wildfire smoke originating from southern Canada. And of course, we'll continue to track the effects of it here locally over the next few days. This is expected to be nothing like what we saw 2 Junes ago with the air quality concerns there, but again, anything changes. Of course, some of you might be sensitive to particulates in the atmosphere. Health is our number one priority. We'll make sure we let you know ahead of time. So today, plenty of sunshine, temperatures in the 60s. Tonight, lows in the 40s, some spots in the Adirondacks falling down into the 30s. Tomorrow, highs in the upper 70s, a beautiful day, followed by a mild overnight. And then Wednesday, a warm afternoon. Highs in the upper 70s to as high as the mid 80s with plenty of sun as well. So your 7-day forecast, I brought it back. It's been quite a while since I've used it. My pick of the week tomorrow. Tuesday, sunshine, 77. It's going to be a beautiful day tomorrow. And make sure you find ways to get out and enjoy it. Maybe do some grilling. A lot of at least a lack of grilling recently, maybe a lack of golfing, a lack of tennis, a lack of pickleball. If you have any excuse to go out, enjoy it tomorrow. It's going to be a beautiful day.
Yeah, today as well.
Yeah, not too bad today, too.
Yeah, even Wednesday, a little hot, but we'll take it.
Yes.
Eric, thanks. Now to that air quality alert that Eric was talking about. It's affecting parts of the Midwest as smoke from wildfires in Canada blows south and blankets many communities from Minnesota to Missouri. And this comes as the South is bracing for more possible tornado outbreaks. NBC's Aaron Gilchrist has more on the weather picture across the country.
This morning, some of the nation's midsection tinted with a milky haze as wildfires burn out of control in Canada, smoke being blown across the border for days.
It's sure smoky in Minnesota today.
Those aren't clouds, that's Canadian smoke.
That smoke rising from wildfires burning more than 1 million acres across several Canadian provinces, some for weeks now.
Embers flying.
With little to no containment on dozens of blazes, Canada has ordered evacuations. And as satellite images show smoke stretching far into the U.S., states like North Dakota, Michigan, and Illinois telling residents to pay attention to air quality. Minnesota issuing a red air quality alert through this evening.
That smoke is just basically sitting right at the lowest part of the atmosphere where we live, and so degrading air quality pretty significantly.
The haze a clear concern for officials ahead of summer's dangerous fire season.
Is this something that you all anticipate could be a longer-term issue?
We're basically the earliest we've ever seen it starting up this year.
After wild weather whipped through the East Coast,
Please don't come this way.
even forming this waterspout over the Potomac River in Maryland. Parts of the plains on alert today for a severe weather threat with damaging wind, large hail, and even tornadoes possible.
Coming up, and Eric, finally, some good news to share to folks when it comes to the weather this week.
Yes, lots of sunshine. It's not too bad out there today. Temperatures already in the 60s.
Yeah, a lot of sun.
Yeah, a lot of sun. Finally seeing it. Welcome to June, everybody. Here is a look at how June's weather shapes up. Our average high this time of the year usually is around 73 degrees. So we are slightly below average today, but it will not be the case the next couple of days. By the end of the month, June 30th, our average high sits at 79 degrees. When it comes to daylight, our sunrise time goes from 5:23 this morning, or at least yesterday morning, 5:25. We're actually not really gaining a whole lot in terms of sunrise time. We actually gain about 12 minutes total of daylight. This is the last time we'll see us gaining daylight before, of course, July hits, and we'll start to lose a bit of daylight. But, of course, that's just the backside of the summer solstice. Either way, we're still going to warm up even more entering July, as that's our warmest month of the year. Only on to live view outside right now, a few puffy clouds. We've got that haze way up in the sky from that faint wildfire smoke from Canada. We're tracking that, if that affects air quality and the arrival of warmer temperatures and higher humidity coming up in that full forecast. Gary?
Eric, thanks. 11 people were injured following a stabbing.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone. Cool, rainy weekend. Cloudy skies, windy one, too. Quite different today. Lots of sunshine moving in, alive looking Cooperstown. A lot of folks out enjoying the beautiful weather. As a side note, just if you're wondering what's going on shaking on the screen here, that's still a little spider web. So it's close to the lens. Looks like it's a lot scarier than it actually is. There's no skeleton dancing on the screen here. But either way, it's 63 degrees early this afternoon. The radar and satellite earlier this morning picking up on that rainfall exiting out to the east. This afternoon, pretty sunny skies. In fact, not only is it going to be dry and sunny, it's also going to be pretty warm, especially by Tuesday and Wednesday. Wednesday especially. We've got this surge of southern heat. And we'll see those high temperatures climb as high as the mid to upper 80s. Yes, this is something we haven't seen in quite a while. Here we are, that warmth moving in. And even though later on in the week it won't be nearly as warm, if we're talking upper 60s, low 70s, even by Friday and Saturday, that's still not too bad by the June standards, at least compared to what we've experienced recently. This surge, of course, is going to bring us well above average for this week, temperature-wise. So when it comes to rainfall, no, there's no fine print with this summertime warmth. Dry weather today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. Rain showers move in Thursday from an approaching cold front, which could also produce some thunderstorms as well. Aiding that thunderstorm potential, we've got humidity on the rise. Now today, humidity pretty much non-existent. Tomorrow, it's going to be muggy. Wednesday and Thursday, definitely on the rise. And we're also tracking, on a side note, the potential for hazy skies. And this haze will not be caused by humidity, but more so with wildfire smoke. This past weekend, that low pressure shielded us from any of that smoke, but of course, with the high pressure moving in, it's going to start dragging in some of that from the west. For now, we're not expecting anything to be really impactful near the surface, but this could likely cause milky, hazy skies. So if you're wondering why the skies don't appear nearly as blue, well, that's the reason why. We'll, of course, keep a close eye on air quality sensors across the Northeast and across the Midwest. If anything changes, we'll be the first to let you guys know. So today, sunshine, temperatures in the 60s. By tonight, overnight lows fall back down into the 40s. Some spots in the Adirondacks could fall into the low 30s. Clear skies give way to sunshine tomorrow. A beautiful day for your Tuesday. Matter of fact, I mentioned previously, I'm giving it my pick of the week here. Got my gold star. Temperatures in the 70s, plenty of sun. Still noticeable humidity, but it won't be nearly as high as Wednesday. And I'm not discounting today's weather or Wednesday's weather. It's been such a cool, gloomy, rainy, and just blah stretch of weather that these next 3 days I could easily put in my top list there as well. So 60s, 70s, 80s today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. Then some thunderstorms move in by Thursday and Friday. Still, though, temperatures don't look that too bad. 70s the rest of the week.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Beautiful weather.
We're going to enjoy them. Yes. Eric, thanks. Today, health officials are urging...
Time for our first look at the forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis and talk about a positive change in our forecast.
Really nice to see the sun. Dry weather in place, and that's going to continue for the next couple of days. But I do want to draw your attention to something you might have been seeing in the sky today that's a little bit unusual. Notice this haze as we're looking to the west. That's wildfire smoke. It's high in the atmosphere today, which means it is not impacting air quality. But I think tomorrow, some of this is going to start to mix down. This is not going to be like June of 2 years ago, but we could have a very minor impact on air quality over the next couple of days. Again, I'm stressing that this is not looking to be as bad as what we dealt with a couple of years ago. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Eastern Tracker 2 Doppler radar. It's beautiful out there. Temperatures are comfortable, 68 degrees, low humidity, and again, good air quality this evening. If you're heading out to go to the distance, temperatures will be in the 60s. We're tracking a big warm-up, a big taste of summer weather this week. We've got a look at the forecast coming up. Kristen, back to you.
Bill, thank you. Tonight begins.
Well, your day. Watch for the Storm Tracker 2 Commutecast and be ready for your drive to and from work. The Storm Tracker 2 Commutecast is brought to you by the Pratt Munson College of Art and Design. Visit Pratt Munson today and ignite curiosity and creativity. The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis.
Good evening. Much warmer weather is in our future. Temperatures are going to really warm up over the next couple of days. We have a few things to track, though, besides sunshine and warm temperatures. We're going to keep an eye on the skies. You might have noticed a haze in the air today. This is a live look in Oneonta, temperature of 64 degrees. That haze is wildfire smoke that's been caused by Canadian wildfires. It's been in the air for a couple of days and it's moving into our area. So far, this is entirely above the surface, which means it is not affecting the air quality, at least not yet. But we can look at the forecast and see how the winds are behaving to see if any of this smoke does make it to the surface. So this is what we're looking at for surface level smoke. And this is a computer projection as to what's going to happen over the next couple of days. The wildfire smoke, which is thickest to the west, is expected to move east. Some of this does mix down to the surface. I'm not expecting this to cause any major air quality concerns. However, if you're very sensitive to changes in air quality, tomorrow afternoon, Wednesday, we're expecting some of this to cause a very minor impact on air quality. We, of course, will continue to keep an eye on this and see if anything changes. But again, it does look like some of this will impact our air quality. And this will also affect the skies. You'll see this milky haze in the sky over the next couple of days and some faded sunshine. Again, that moves in tomorrow. Tonight, we have another opportunity to see the northern lights. There's been a really big solar storm that's been ongoing. It just hasn't lined up for us locally. We had a big piece of energy hit the Earth very early this morning, and the Earth's atmosphere is producing northern lights on the dark side of the globe. This activity is expected to continue into early tonight, so the recommendation is to check after 10 p.m. when it gets dark enough. Look to the north, be away from city lights. And again, maybe we'll have luck tonight. We didn't have luck last night. Maybe tonight's a little bit different. And again, that's something that we'll be keeping an eye on as well. Westmoreland, 68 degrees. Little Falls, 71. Across Southern Valleys, Hamilton, 66. Cooperstown, 68. Our weather pattern stays quiet. We've got a big dome up, high pressure in control. It's chilly tonight. We're down into the low 40s. Tomorrow, Sunny skies, some haze in the air. Temperatures will make it into the mid-70s, so warmer than today. The warm-up is going to ramp up as we head into Wednesday. Sunshine, faded sunshine. Temperatures look to climb into the mid-80s, so very warm middle of the week. Clear tonight, down to 44. Tomorrow, hazy skies, sunshine, 77. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. We're into the mid-80s Wednesday. Very summer-like. The humidity not too bad, but you will definitely notice the heat. Temperatures will drop into the 70s here. Some showers and thunderstorms Thursday, Friday, even into early Saturday.
All right, Bill, thank you. I want to talk more about that air quality alert affecting parts of the Midwest right now as smoke from wildfires in Canada blow south and blanket many communities from Minnesota to Missouri. It comes as the South is bracing for possible tornado outbreaks. Aaron Gilchrist reports.
Some of the nation's midsection tinted with a milky haze as wildfires burn out of control in Canada, smoke being blown across the border for days.
It's sure smoky in Minnesota today.
Those aren't clouds, that's Canadian smoke.
That smoke rising from wildfires burning more than 1 million acres across several Canadian provinces, some for weeks now.
Embers flying.
With little to no containment on dozens of blazes, Canada has ordered evacuations. And as satellite images show smoke stretching far into the U.S., states like North Dakota, Michigan, and Illinois telling residents to pay attention to air quality. Minnesota issuing a red air quality alert through this evening.
That smoke is just basically sitting right at the lowest part of the atmosphere where we live, and so degrading air quality pretty significantly.
The haze a clear concern for officials ahead of summer's dangerous fire season.
Is this something that you all anticipate could be a longer-term issue?
We're basically the earliest we've ever seen it starting up this year.
After wild weather whipped through the East Coast,
Please don't come this way.
even forming this waterspout over the Potomac River in Maryland. Parts of the plains on alert today for a severe weather threat with damaging wind, large hail, and even tornadoes possible.
That's Aaron Gilchrist reporting. Still no.
Storm Tracker 2 provides weather updates based on your location. Sign into the app for your hourly to daily weather forecasts. There are many features within this app, such as radar for not only precipitation, but clouds and temperatures as well. This information is provided by our local meteorologists. All of these features blend to create an easy application for you to use. Find Storm Tracker 2 now on both the App Store and Google Play.
Our first look at the forecast in this half hour with Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis.
So we're talking about wildfire smoke and that haze that we're seeing in the sky today. These have originated in Alberta, Canada, and the wind from the jet stream carries all this smoke across the sky. Today, this smoke is high in the atmosphere, which means we are not smelling it. We're not smelling the smoke. We're not seeing any air quality issues, but we do see a little bit of that haze. Sometimes when the atmosphere starts to mix this down to the surface, then we have issues with air quality. We might see a small piece of this happen tomorrow with a very minor change in air quality. But other than that, it's all about beautiful weather. We're looking at sunny skies, warm conditions. We're in the mid-70s tomorrow. We're into the mid-80s on Wednesday, very summer-like, and we stay pretty warm this week. Our next chance of rain begins Thursday with some showers and thunderstorms arriving. It's dry this evening. It's very pleasant. It is going to be on the cooler side as we head towards sunset. Temperatures will fall into the 60s. Again, we're looking at dry conditions. If you are taking the dog out for a walk, it is looking to be very nice. Tonight's featured dog, Buster Brown from Richfield Springs. This is brought to you by Nissan. Kristen, back to you.
All right, Bill, thank you. Tick-borne disease cases are on the rise in the U.S. The number of these...
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis.
It's that time of year, time to put it in the air conditioner. You'll probably need it on Wednesday. We are looking at very warm weather. We're looking at high temperatures in the mid-80s. It won't be quite as humid as the middle of the summer, but yeah, it would be a good day for that if you have it. And if you are thinking about putting it in, sooner than later would be my recommendation, because it is going to be warming up this week. And of course, it's only going to be getting warmer from here on out, even though we've been dealing with that cold rain over the weekend. This is a reminder that we are into June, and it is inevitable that things are going to change. Live look in downtown Utica, 68 degrees. You might have noticed this haze in the sky today. This is wildfire smoke. It is several thousand feet in the atmosphere, so it's not at the surface, so it's not affecting the air quality today, but some mixing takes place in the atmosphere tomorrow, which could have a very minor impact on air quality. If you're very sensitive to this, just be aware there could be some minor smoke mixing in from aloft Tuesday afternoon as well as Wednesday as this moves in from the west. We will see skies become hazy, and we'll be seeing more of this over the next couple of days. The weather will be dry, it will be warm, and it will be nice otherwise. Good days to cut the lawn. Today, tomorrow, Wednesday, even early Thursday should be okay. Rain is expected later in the day along with a few thunderstorms. Our MoCast is brought to you by Clinton Tractor. Skywatchers checking in. Got temperatures near 70 degrees. Bob and Clinton 70, Yorkville 69. Mike in New Hartford. Happy birthday to Mike. Temperature of 70. Helen in Cassville 67. Jeff in Mohawk 68 degrees. Stuart in Cooperstown 65. High pressure in control giving us multiple dry days in a row. Yes, it can happen around here. Feels like we've been dealing with rain forever, one of the wettest Mays on record, but we are turning the page into June and the weather is going to start out dry. Chilly tonight, we're down into the 40s. Tomorrow we're looking at sunshine. Temperatures are warmer than today, highs in the mid 70s. We will see some of that haze in the sky, and again, a very minor impact on air quality from wildfire smoke. Wednesday, the weather looks dry. We'll do it again. Sunshine, faded sunshine, and it looks warmer than tomorrow with highs in the mid 80s. Tonight, clear skies, chilly. We're down to 44. Tomorrow, sunshine, hazy, 77 for the high. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Mid 80s Wednesday. A cold front arrives Thursday, producing showers and thunderstorms late in the day, 77. Showers, storms Friday. It does look to start out wet Saturday, 70 degrees. Then it warms up. We'll be in the mid 70s looking ahead to Sunday and Monday. We'll be right back.
Really a nice day with Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis.
Nice to see the sunshine. Dry weather is going to continue. We're going to get multiple dry days in a row with some sunshine. You might notice a slight haze in the sky today. We're looking west on our tower cam on the Nexus building. This haze is wildfire smoke. Right now it's high in the atmosphere. It's not affecting air quality, but we think it might tomorrow. This is not going to be like the June 2023 event, but we could have some very minor impacts on air quality. If you're really sensitive to this, you might notice this tomorrow afternoon. But again, for most people, it's not going to be a problem. Live look at the Airfield Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Things look quiet. Temperatures are in the upper 60s. It looks very pleasant out there. We're tracking very warm weather ahead. In fact, it's going to feel like summer for the middle of the week. I've got to look at the forecast coming up. Kristen, back to you.
A federal program that has helped young adults from
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis.
Good evening. We have some summer-like weather arriving for the middle of the week. In fact, good idea to put in the air conditioner if you have it. We're looking at temperatures in the mid-80s Wednesday. So we are going to warm up pretty rapidly. I know it's kind of hard to imagine that kind of weather after the past couple of weekends that we've had with all the cloudy skies and wet weather, but things change around here. That's the nature of weather. Another thing that's going to be changing the air quality. I think we're going to get a small amount of wildfire smoke from the west. This is a look at surface level smoke, and we do get a piece of this tomorrow into Wednesday. It is not looking to be the levels that we dealt with in June of 2023. That was when it was really bad. Because this is not anywhere near as intense, and the origin of this was a lot further to our west, it is not going to be as thick. But it could impact those of you that are very sensitive to this. You might notice this in the air tomorrow. It's also going to create hazy skies like we've seen at times today. Another thing we're watching, the northern lights. There's been a major solar storm that happened very early Sunday morning. We also saw another piece of energy happen very early this morning. It didn't quite materialize for us to see the northern lights over the weekend here, but there is the chance that we could see this tonight. As this solar storm winds down, we're recommending people check right after 10 o'clock as it gets dark enough. Look to the north. You'll need a camera that's sensitive that can take night photos. And again, there's a chance we could see it tonight. Sky watchers checking in. Temperatures in the upper 60s. Whitesboro 68 degrees. Cassville 67. Happy birthday to Mike in New Hartford, checking in with 70 degrees. Big area of high pressure in control, giving us multiple days of dry weather in a row. Temperatures tonight will drop into the 40s. And it looks beautiful tomorrow. Again, sunny skies, warmer than today. High temperatures climb into the mid-70s. Low humidity, very comfortable outside. But again, you will notice a little bit of haze. Tomorrow night, skies remain clear. Overnight lows drop down into the 50s. Wednesday, we do this again, and it's warmer. Winds turn into the south. It's going to allow for temperatures to climb into the mid-80s. So a very warm afternoon. Also looking hazy, too, with, again, some very light wildfire smoke. Clear skies tonight. We're down to 44. Tomorrow, hazy skies, but sunny and dry. High of 77. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. The weather turns wet Thursday. We're tracking a cold front that approaches from the west that could bring us a few thunderstorms late in the day. Showers, storms possible Friday. It does look like we'll start out wet for the weekend. Saturday's high 70. We'll dry out Sunday. Sunshine continues into early next week with highs in the mid-70s.
I know. When I was looking through the forecast, I had to think about, okay, this is normal. This is more normal.
This is back to normal, yes.
All right. And Bill, thank you. Still to come here.
Forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis. Are we in prime condition for northern lights?
We're in a holding pattern right now.
Yeah.
There's a solar storm happening. The data looks good. It's now we're finally starting to get dark enough to start to see things. And so far, it hasn't happened yet. But I think we might. My hunch is that these might come out within the next couple of hours. So look to the north tonight. You want a camera that has night mode, and you're going to need a little bit of luck. I've just learned over the years studying this that these things are very difficult to predict, but when they do happen, they can happen pretty quickly. One thing that's also difficult to predict is smoke, and we are seeing some wildfire smoke in the sky tonight. It's not thick, but there is a bit of a haze, and it's coming from wildfires in Canada. Some of this is going to move in tomorrow. Most of this is in the upper part of the atmosphere, but some of this does mix down, and it could minorly affect our air quality. Dry, clear, live look at the airfield battery, Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar, 52 degrees. The current temperature will drop into the 40s tonight. We've got some warm weather on the way. Feeling a lot more like summer for the middle of the week. I've got to look at the temperature trend coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. For thousands of...
Storm Tracker 2 provides weather updates based on your location. Sign into the app for your hourly to daily weather forecasts. There are many features within this app, such as radar for not only precipitation, but clouds and temperatures as well. This information is provided by our local meteorologists. All of these features blend to create an easy application for you to use. Find Storm Tracker 2 now on both the App Store and Google Play.
So how's civilian life treating you?
It's fine.
When I got out, I didn't want to admit that there was anything wrong because I felt like a failure.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis.
Good evening. Welcome back. We are tracking a warm week ahead. In fact, you might want to think about putting in the air conditioner sooner than later. We've got a hot day expected Wednesday with temperatures in the mid-80s. This is the only hot day of the week, but it is the beginning of summer, or at least the start of June, and it's just a matter of time if we're going to need the air conditioner more frequently. So I got a very warm day as expected this week. 52 degrees, live look in downtown Utica. It's cool out there today, or at least tonight. Tomorrow, we're expecting the sun to shine. It's going to be a warmer afternoon. There's going to be a little bit of a haze in the sky from wildfire smoke. This haze could minorly impact air quality. For those of you that are sensitive to this could be an issue tomorrow. This is not expected to be as bad as what we dealt with in June of 2023. Again, some light smoke is expected to move in from the west over the next 2 days, Tuesday, Wednesday, again having a minor impact on air quality across central New York. We're continuing to watch the northern lights. There's a lot of solar activity tonight. So far, they haven't shown up yet. but they could at any moment. So we're going to continue to watch this. Look to the north. Have a camera that you're able to capture night photos for best results, and make sure you have a clear, unobstructed view to the north, and we'll hopefully get a little bit of luck tonight. They're very finicky. Live look at the Airfield Battery, Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Things look pretty quiet. We've got a big dome of high pressure in control of our weather, and that's going to give us multiple dry days in a row, believe it or not. That can actually happen around here. I know it's been a while. We've come off such a wet May. By the way, record-setting wet May. Heading into tonight, overnight lows drop down into the low 40s. Tomorrow, beautiful afternoon, hazy sunshine, temperatures in the upper 70s. Tomorrow night, the weather looks dry, clear. A little bit of a haze out there for Wednesday as well. A very warm afternoon with high temperatures in the mid to upper 80s. Clear tonight, low 44. Hazy sunshine tomorrow, 77 for the high. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Very warm Wednesday, 86. Showers, thunderstorms return late Thursday. Showers, storms Friday into Saturday. The weather starts out wet over the weekend, but then we do get a chance to dry out. Sunday and Monday look nice with highs in the mid to upper 70s. We'll be right back.
The forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis. Been trying all evening. Where do we stand with the northern lights?
So far, there's a lot of activity on paper with this. A lot of the instruments that we use to detect solar storms and that predicts the northern lights are going crazy, but you haven't seen them yet.
All right.
So they're not showing up yet. They could at any moment. It could be a quiet night. We're kind of on standby mode.
Gotcha.
We do have the clear skies tonight, and it's worth taking a peek before you go to bed. But again, so far, things haven't really materialized. We'll continue to keep an eye on that. One thing we are watching that has materialized is wildfire smoke, unfortunately. We had some pretty big fires in parts of Alberta, and this smoke has made its way into central New York. Today it produced some milky skies, the haze that you saw in the sky. Tomorrow we'll see more haze, and some of this smoke may try to mix down to the surface. It didn't do that today, but tomorrow we could see a very minor impact on air quality. Clear skies out there. Live look at the Airfield Battery, Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Temperature of 48 degrees, clear skies. We're into the low 40s tonight, so it is a pretty chilly night. We're tracking much warmer weather, and you might want to think about putting in the air conditioner before Wednesday. We're taking a look at a very warm week ahead. Look at the forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. For thousands of
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We've got a very warm week ahead. In fact, it's a good idea to think about putting in the air conditioner because Wednesday looks like a hot day. Temperatures make their way into the mid-80s. And hey, better sooner than later because we know that it's only going to get warmer here as we head throughout the month of June. Live look at downtown Utica is on the cooler side tonight. A little chilly out there, 48 degrees. If you are going out to watch the northern lights, you're going to want to grab a light jacket. It is going to be a chilly night ahead. We have some air quality issues to talk about. This is for tomorrow. We're talking about the wildfire smoke in Canada making its way into central New York, giving us some hazy skies. A little bit of this air mixes down tomorrow, which has a very minor effect on the air quality. This is not expected to be the same intensity and as bad as it was in June of 2023. So we are tracking this smoke that moves in from the west, again having a minor impact on air quality. This will be with us Tuesday and Wednesday. Eventually a cold front swings through and pushes this out to the east. Again, tonight we're in a holding pattern for northern lights. We're getting a lot of activity from the satellites and the instruments that we use to measure solar activity, but they haven't shown up yet. So if you are going to head out tonight, you're going to have to exercise some patience here. We have the clear skies. I think if we are going to be seeing them, it should be sooner than later. But again, these things are wildly difficult to predict. So we'll see how things play out. Live look at the Airfield Battery, Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. It is dry. We're going to have consecutive dry days in a row. Can you believe that? It's all thanks to high pressure and control of our weather. It's going to give us clear skies tonight. It's chilly. We're down into the 40s. It's going to warm up nicely tomorrow. Some hazy sunshine against some wildfire smoke, creating that haze. Temperatures climb into the mid-70s. Clear skies tomorrow night. Overnight lows drop down into the 50s. Wednesday looks like a beautiful day. Lots of sunshine, very warm with highs in the mid-80s. Clear tonight, low 44. Tomorrow, hazy skies, 77 for the high. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. And very warm on Wednesday, 86. We'll call it hot. It's not going to be humid, but it's going to be hot. Thursday, Friday, showers, thunderstorms. It does look like the weekend will start out wet, but we should see some sunshine Sunday. Temperatures in the 70s early next week.
When's the last time we saw hazy? Like last year?
Probably.
Probably.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, Phil. Coming up next.